other words, the World University Games, they're now doing the rounds of the other countries. We're going to Korea next week. Now, water polo is supposed to be held in Singapore. Because we are the recognized entity to choose the athletes for swimming and water polo and aquatic sports, we decided our choice is the Philippine National Water Polo Team. O PASA. The national team. Because that is the strongest team. And you want to send the strongest team to represent the Philippines. So, and they're not going to pay 1 cent for anything. It's all free of charge. But the PASA leadership will not allow them to go. Why? Because it is the Philippine Swimming League that is recognized by PESA. It's as simple as that. They want to be the entity recognized. What is there about recognition? If PASA is the one that is recognized, they should recognize that we have swimmers in the Philippine Swimming League that are also excellent swimmers. They have no monopoly of excellent swimmers. There are many swimmers that are not their members. But those excellent swimmers cannot participate in any international tournament under PASA. Now, when the Philippine Swimming League, on the other hand, gets an invitation to swim anywhere in the world, the first choice that the first, let's say, list that we will submit is the names of Philippine national swimmers. They're trained under, using Philippine funds, government funds. They're trained under a coach that's paid for by the Philippine government. So why won't they allow their swimmers to join? In fact, they don't even allow their swimmers to talk to our swimmers. Before December 18, 2011, Filipino swimmers who are not members of PASA are not even allowed to organize tournaments or to compete in the Rizal Memorial Swimming Pool. Of course, we kicked up a big stink about it. And so that S hit the fan. And so what happened? Then they allowed us to swim last December 18, 2011. Sorry, 2011, December 18. For the first time in our lives, we were able to use the Rizal Memorial Swimming Pool. And that is courtesy of Mr. Richie Garcia. But we're not using that for free. We still have to pay. I think it's 30,000 every time we use the pool. It's not completely free. So it is only because Richie Garcia recognizes the fact that using the system of PASA, we, the Philippines, is kulelat in the Southeast Asian Games, was kulelat in the Southeast Asian Games last November, I believe. You see. So, why is that? Example, nobody qualified in swimming for the Olympics this year. Yet, PAGCOR gave 34 million pesos to PASA alone. PASA got 34 million pesos using very irregular methods to get 34 million. And then, turned that 34 million around and gave it to Trace College. Can you imagine? PAGCOR's chairman is Efrain Henwino. Trace College is owned by Efrain Henwino. He gets money from PAGCOR, that's government funds, puts it back into the school that is owned by the chairman of PAGCOR. That is why right now, we filed a case against Mr. Henwino and Mr. Mark Joseph because that's very clearly money laundering. Money laundering through the swimming pool. Anyway, yet after giving them 34 million pesos, they gave to Trace College 38 million pesos because they have other sources of income. They gave 38 million. That's supposed to be in preparation for the 2012 Olympic Games. Now, nobody qualified. They're going to send two, a male and a female swimmer, under what they call wild card, meaning Philippine swimming authorities must send one male and one female to the Olympics. Under track and field and swimming, because these are must sports. Kailangan magpadala tayo. So magpapadala sila ng dalawa. But the question is, what do you mean by one male and one female wild card? How did you choose them? What is the basis of the selection? What is the process of the selection? So since PASA is the member of the Philippine Olympic Committee, they are the ones who are going to select. And it has not been transparent because there were no tryouts at all. So how are they going to select the two to send to the Olympics? Now, considering that government funds are being used in sending athletes to the Olympics, shouldn't they send the best and make an effort to select the best and to have a clear set of criteria who are going to go? Remember, you're dealing with young people. You're dealing with young athletes. This can make or break their mental state, their emotions, their psychological issues, because there is no tryouts. So, paano nyo pipiliin yan? Now, considering that this is an international event, the Olympics, shouldn't that be open to the whole nation and not just exclusively to PASA members? Why is the tryout only open if you're a member of PASA? There are non-PASA members that are also entitled to the tryouts. I'm not saying that they should get from members outside automatically, not that. PASA members and non-PASA members should equally participate in the tryouts. Or, they should not spend government money. They should not spend government money if that's the present time. Up to now, PASA has not announced yet the two swimmers that they're going to send. The Olympics is how many months from now? 3 months, less than 3 months from now. And yet, the two Philippine entries have not been even announced to the public. What does that mean? Does it mean you don't know who they are? They're not even training yet? That is not just a tourist destination. This is not a cruise. Young people are competing for the last 10 years, 15 years, to just be given the opportunity. You know, they didn't even allow their swimmers to go to the World University Games last year when we brought our swimmers there. They didn't allow our swimmers to go to these other international tournaments. We were already there. They didn't even allow us to swim in Australia. Diba? Imagine 5 swimmers that the Philippine Swimming League at Diliman Preparatory School sent to Australia last May 2 of 2011. Made it, during the eliminations, they made it to the finals. They qualified for the finals. They were not allowed to swim in the finals. You know, the president of the Philippine Amateur Swimming Association did not allow them to go to swim. And yet, the chairman of the Philippine Sports Commission, Richie Garcia, signed all their documents. They were given uniforms, they were given the tickets, the visas, and yet they were not allowed to swim. So what kind of a national sports association are you running? And finally, choosing the selection of national athletes must never, never, never be according to membership in PASA. The selection of national athletes must be taken from a pool open to everybody nationwide. The Philippine Swimming League does not charge even 1 centavo for membership. Who are our members? Students from the public school, students from the provinces. We send coaches to train them there. They don't pay us a membership fee. And yet, we are open na baka merong mga magagaling na ang lalamoy galing sa public school. Sila masigasig. Why? They're looking forward to their scholarships. Diliman Preparatory School, we offer taekwondo scholarship, swimming scholarship, basketball scholarship, and we're even a small school compared to other schools, no? But we're doing this because it's just to motivate the kids and to ask the parents to please be supportive of your children who want to be involved in sports. Mostly, parents look up to grades. They look at the grades of the child. Dapat mataas ang grade mo sa mathematics, mataas ka dapat sa chemistry, mataas ka dapat sa physics. Not all kids are going to be Isaac Newton. Not all kids are going to be Galileo, you know. Some kids, I mean, they want to be a Magic Johnson, a Yao Ming, they want to be a James Yap. They have their own role models. They want to be a Jacoy Lizardo. That's why Diliman Prep School is very strong in Taekwondo because idol nila si Jacoy. Diba? Kasi ano nangyayari ngayon, halimbawa, if your son is 6'2" or 6'3", they automatically go into basketball. But Taekwondo is also looking for 6'3" athletes. Swimming is also looking for athletes that are 6'3" and 6'5", right? Dito? Yes. It's an advantage. That is your height advantage. Your reach in Taekwondo is much longer than somebody who's just 5'6", yeah. Diba? So yun ang kailangan nating tandaan. So when you're saying, why don't they want to send the water polo team to Singapore? Simply because I'm the one who's invited to go to Singapore under the Philippine Swimming League. And they don't like that. They want to be the ones invited. But they're not the ones accredited. Diba? So, dapat yan, open to all. That's why we are opening it to PASA and not PASA members. We just want to win. If we don't win, we just want the children to have an experience of competing overseas. What it's like to compete in an international tournament. Free of charge. Please repeat that to all your readers and listeners and viewers. Free of charge. Hindi po namin sinisingil kahit na isang pera ang gobyerno. Ayaw pa nila magpadala kahit na libre na nga.